Thank you, Excellency. My name is Henry Mulindwa. I work with the inspector. Excellency, you have been passionate about power generation from different sources. And in this case, I'm talking about power generation from bagasse which comes from sugarcane. You know, there are some companies, for example, Kachira, which is producing power, and it was licensed to produce 50 megawatts, of which 20 megawatts are used internally, and then 30 megawatts go to the national grid. But recently, when I took tour of this factory, I found that they are not producing that power as they are required. They are producing actually 8 megawatts. The reason being that they don't have the raw materials in the form of sugarcane. And what they are saying, the managers, is that the raw materials are very scarce just simply because they have so many factories around Busoga, I can say. And there is no regulation to regulate location of sugar factories. So what are you going to do about this, sir? And when are we going to have a bill to regulate location of sugar factories, sir?
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Okay. Now, the electricity from bagasse, Kachiri is no longer producing enough electricity. Our Bible, Uganda, Burumuti and Chasigachi Chakungula. Whatever a man sows, that's what he reaps. We told our political people, have a policy of, what do you call it? Is it zoning? Zoning. Zone a factory of sugar with its outgrowers. People opposed it. So no. Let the Bikajo be Cheyagaje. Whoever wants. We try to do. So what has happened now, because sugarcane is not one of our priority crops for Awanaku, for the poor people. You can give these people my 2 booklets, which I wrote some time ago. The one of the cattle corridor and the one which I gave in 2018, the 4 sectors and 7 activities. Sugarcane is for either medium or large scale farmers. So it's not for the small people. And much of the land in Busoga is by small people. Small pieces of land. Now the big people had rented land from the smaller people. That's why they are trying to grow the sugarcane using rented land. But that one has developed a crisis because I think the sugar price fell or something. Now, because of that, there's no more sugarcane, very little sugarcane. And because of that, they don't have bagasse for electricity. Therefore, the answer is to go back to what they refused. To say, Kachira, and then the Minister of Industry was licensing many factories, even the ones without sugarcane. Why do you license a factory without sugarcane? Why? But because of Buriomo Dume, so we had to to withdraw a bit. Now you see the crisis. So the answer is, please go back to, and there's also another issue that Uganda is not very competitive in sugar production. Bring my booklets. Bring my own two copies here. So sugarcane, because Uganda is high altitude, our altitude here, 1,000 meters above the sea, is not so good for sugar. It's not like Brazil. When you hear that Brazil is growing sugar, it is sea level, low-lying and humid. That's why you find some of the countries like Swaziland, they grow sugarcane better than here. There's what they call sugar recovery. If you take a sugarcane, how much of it is sugar? I think it is like, you can check the figures, I think ours here is like 9%, while the other ones in Swaziland is more. Check that. So our sugar is not very competitive. But because some of the people don't listen, they have been pushing our people to do sugar, avocado. So that's where the problem is. But you read my document. I'm not an enemy. You know the problem. I think my chances of going to heaven are quite good.
Amen.
Because I treat the people of Uganda as if they are my own children. I can't. What I tell my children is what I tell the Ugandans, all of them. Because I cannot tell Omunaku of 2 acres that you grow sugarcane. The question is, how much will he or she get from 1 acre in a year? And if the average land holding is only 2 acres, it means that he has got 1 acre for food, the acre for money is only 1. If he chooses the wrong enterprise, he will never get out of poverty. But these people talk about Ugandans as if they are their enemies. How can you recommend to your people to grow sugarcane when you know they have got only 2 acres? Are you an enemy or what? But they don't listen. Cotton. In the north there, Moses Ali, I told you this cotton. How much do you get from an acre in a year for cotton? I think it's like 1 million shillings, including costs. So if the land holding is 2 acres per homestead, how can they get money from cotton? West Nile, tobacco. That's why bringing my book, I went around, everything is in writing. I don't think these wonderful people, informers of the whole country, I don't think they have ever read those booklets. But Katonda Jari, God is there. So that's why the crisis of electricity.